if I could make a historical comparison on that point, the question was about a financial transaction tax and the impact it would have on what politicians love to call wild speculation, right? That's what's wrong in every single market overdoing it. It's wild speculation. The reason that I included in my book a look at how global markets were responding in 1987, and the Hong Kong market being the most severely affected, is it was the first global crash. It was the first time you could see market downturns just literally moving at warp speed through the time zones around the globe, cruising through Hong Kong and Tokyo, back through Frankfurt, through London, and then hitting New York up the side of the head again. And that, up to that point, U.S. regulators had lived in kind of an ivory tower where they would observe the regulatory activities of our trading partners with some bemusement. The accounting standards in Europe and the UK, not our way of doing things, but that's fine. And then in '87, of course, we discovered that we were in part of a global marketplace. One unified marketplace in the US, yes, but it leaks out across our borders and is a global marketplace. And that's the big conundrum about a financial transaction tax. If it's imposed merely here, it will simply raise the cost of doing financial trades here. And there's a lot of other places they can go. There's server farms all around the world. And that's all you need to run a stock exchange these days is server farms and something to plug them into. So I think that needs to be carefully considered. There may be other ways to manage the scale of investing. I will now speak a long forgotten word and somewhat discredited word, antitrust. We have institutions operating in our financial markets that are so large that we really have no choice but to rescue them if they are in danger. That was true in '87, and you'll see in my book, I quote Bevis Longstreth, a very prescient SEC commissioner at the time, whom I'm pleased to say came to one of my book gatherings and is among my happy readers. He testified before Congress before Black Monday that it was crazy to talk about letting financial giants fail. That yes, failure is the discipline that keeps risk in check, but if a failure can bring down the entire system, it's crazy to think about any institution being, thrown overboard. I liken it in the final pages of my book to finding ourselves all in a lifeboat with the reckless crew that steered us into this storm in the first place. Unfortunately, we're all shackled together at the ankle, the crew and the passengers. And if you want to throw them overboard, let them sink to punish them for what they've done, you better strike those shackles off first. And the only way to do that is through strong antitrust actions to cut them down to size. So that's a level of political activism I don't think will be tolerated today. And so that's one of the concerns I have about how we bring these titan investors to a point where they're less dangerous for the rest of us.